Welcome back to episode 19 of the Uncleanables Podcasts. We are all back from our holidays.
Yep.
We are rested. Well, I say we're rested. Actually got very ill during my holiday, which wasn't enjoyable.
We've had a bit of a shocking month, really.
It's not been
the
great.
The last 30 days has been awful.
We've got some stories for you.
Mate, we've got some horror stories.
So for us, it's been almost 3 weeks since the last episode, hasn't it?
Yeah, because
for you guys, it's been a week.
We stacked them up.
But yeah, we recorded 3 before I went away. I was away for 10 days. Dan was away for a week before then, so yeah, the way it worked out, it's the last episode we recorded. I think it was about 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah, about that. It's been a long time.
We were due to record an episode yesterday, wasn't it?
Yesterday. No, day before.
Dan was on his way to the unit.
I was like 45 seconds away.
We weren't far away.
And disaster struck.
Tell him what happened, Dan.
Disaster struck, so I was on my way here, come down to a roundabout. Couldn't go on the roundabout, so I've stopped, obviously, waited, and the geezer behind me didn't stop and clattered me, I reckon, 20 to 25 mile an hour. Mate, the biggest whack I've ever had in my life. Like, everything in my van...
So Dan's actually used to getting hit from behind.
Yeah.
But just not when he's in a van.
Mate, it was unbelievable. He didn't break at all. There was no screech of the tyres.
He broke when he hit you, didn't he?
Yeah, he stopped when he hit me. Fucking hell, I carried on. So, it was a clatter, mate. 20, 25 mile an hour. Everything in my van ended up on the floor. It was chaos, mate.
You're going to have to tell him what you've got in your glove box and that story.
Yeah, so, mate. So, during lockdown, I used to get hold of, the Amazon return thing. So I was working on the markets and the boots house and trying to earn a few quid. And I used to get hold of returns. So... they're totally random returns, and you get everything, yeah? You get absolutely everything. One of the things I got, which I kept because it's actually incredible to look at.
Yeah.
So it's made out of glass, and it is the biggest butt plug you've ever seen in your life, right? I swear to God.
Well, hang on, depending on what you're into, they might have seen bigger butt plugs.
No, there probably is bigger out there.
It's a big one, though.
But it's probably about as tall as that bottle of water, and it's about that wide.
It's
and
fat.
Like, I picked it up, and it was in, obviously it's in a wrapper, and it's wrapped up. And I was like, what's this? And saying to my other half. And whether I'm wrapped it and I've got it out and I've held it up, and it's probably about 1.5 kilos.
It's a crystal ball, isn't it?
It's a
like
crystal ball.
The light bounces off it. And
it's like 1.5 kilos.
You can see your future if you look deep enough.
Well, you sit on it.
Yeah.
And I looked here and I was like, mate, that is ridiculous, but it's glass. And I was like, that's actually so cool, right? Don't ask me why. I'm never going to sell it, am I? So it lived in my glove box. It went in there and I completely forgot about it. And so anyway, crashes happened. The coppers turned up, and he's got in the van. He started just going from a van. I went, mate, what are you doing? Yeah. And he's like, I'm looking for your tow eye, right? And I went, bruv, I ain't got one. And he went, are you sure? It's normally in here. And he started opening the glove box, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, bruv, do not go any further, because it's just going to be so peak for me. Could you imagine on the police report? And I was like, just stop, bruv. I said, let me look, it's my van, yeah? Because he was just ripping everything apart. And I was like, mate, chill, man. My head's all over the place. From a
policeman's point of view as well, that's probably super suspect.
No, but I just thought, mate, chill out a little bit. Do you know what I mean? You're just under my seat ripping everything out. I thought, bruv, it's my van. Let me look. So anyway, we didn't have a tow eye. So I said, look, just wrap a rope around the wishbone. I said, and drag me out. So he's got in the motor with me. He said, you're in the passenger seat. I said, do you want me to steer it? No, for insurances, you can't steer. And he's towed me literally 45 metres. And I was like, I've never had it before. I had concussion. I had double vision. And I felt drunk. You dropped me to the hospital.
He was acting drunk.
I was acting drunk. I couldn't walk straight. I was all over the place. I was using the car to walk me along. And I've just looked at him. Yeah. And I went, gotcha. And he looked at me and he went, what? And I went, you ain't buckled up, mate. I said, that's 3 points. And then we just looked at each other in dead silence in my dead van.
Yeah.
But, that was it. That was a shocker. So I'm just going for everything now. I've got no van. I've got nothing.
Caused a few issues for you, hasn't it, work-wise? And
mate, even just, feeling all right. Just feel like shit,
So when
mate.
I picked Dan up, I was literally pulled up at my last job. It was only a little 5-minute gutter empty. And he called me and said, you won't believe, I was on my way to the unit to film this podcast and someone's rear-ended me. I went, fuck me, you had a good time on the way over, didn't
mate,
you?
I know. Didn't buy me a drink or anything.
Yeah, and it obviously not such a good time. And so I said, I'll come pick you up because either way...
Listen, imagine I said, someone slid up my arse. He goes, what did he wear a condom? No, mate, a Mondeo.
Anyway, I said, I'll come pick you up. because either way, you're stuck.
Yeah, I was fucked.
Either you've got to wait for someone to come collect your van, and they ain't going to take you. They'll only take you to the nearest garage anyway.
Yeah, somewhere to drop
So
me.
I think it's like the nearest one's over the road, isn't it? Richley have got one on that roundabout. So you're only going to get to the other side of the roundabout.
Yeah.
Best case scenario. So look, I'll come pick you up. Well, I turned up and like it was like he'd been at the pub.
Really?
It was that's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah.
Like you weren't like in pain or disorientated. It was a bit like that. You weren't disorientated. Oh, I can't even say the word.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, shut up, man. You want to nuke? No, you weren't disorientated. Is that the right word?
Yeah,
I said it right?
disorientated, yeah.
But like your mannerisms and the way you were talking, you was just like it was like you'd had 4 or 5 pints.
Yeah, I was all over the cafe.
Yeah. And then how I knew you weren't right is he kept thanking me for picking him up.
Mate, yeah.
And normally he just calls me
That's
cunt.
that's what you do, like when you're drunk in a cab,
Yeah,
innit? You
yeah,
go,
yeah.
thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. Oh, cheers, mate. You know
I
what
love
I mean?
you.
You just don't stop.
I love you. And then I knew something weren't right.
But I went to A. This will reinforce it. I went to A&E, and I felt semi alright. So, but my head was in 2 pieces. I kept telling you, my head felt like it was in 2. So I go to A&E, and I was like,
They
mate.
stitch up well, didn't they?
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. So I go to A&E and I sit down. Anyway, doctor calls me in about an hour later. So I go in and see him. He says, "What's happened?" And I said, "Mate, just car accident, this, that, and the other." He says, "Oh, I got to do the check." So he checked my eyes and that. He said, "Look left, look right, look up." And I said, "Okay, no worries." And then he said to me, he stood in front of me. And he held his finger out, right in front of my face like this, literally that distance from your face, Ryan. He said, "Touch the end of my finger." And I looked at him.
It was his dick.
But it was his dick. I touched it in my mouth. I looked at it and I said to him, "I'm not saying I can see more than one." Well, I said, "But I'm telling you, it's not clear." And he went, "Just touch it." Mate, I missed it 5 times. And I went like that. And like that, either side, yeah. And I looked at him and I like shuffled forward on my seat. And I thought, I said, "Doc, what the fuck's going on with me?" I said, "How can I not like?" And he went, "It's totally fine. You've got double vision, mate." And he said, "You can cuss and all the rest of it." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, he hit you hard, didn't he?
I said, "Doc, what's going on, mate?" And he went, "I'm over here."
But bottom line is the van is
Dead.
And
Which is a shame.
although we have discussed Dan getting a new van on the podcast in the past,
Exactly that. And
it might have been the big man upstairs himself telling you it was time to upgrade.
So it's forced my hand, which is, I said to Ryan, is almost a silver lining because I love that van. I never would have got rid of that van. But I think, depending on what happens, we'll see. We'll see. Well, I need a new van regardless.
So that was you. Obviously, I've been on holiday. Flew out to Tenerife a couple of weeks ago.
You used to actually see quite a lot of pressure washer cleaning there, didn't you?
I see a bit. Yeah, funny enough, there was we went for a walk on like day 2 or 3, and I'm like the fucking autistic pressure washing weirdo, right? I'm walking along, I've gone like a meerkat.
I can hear it, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it. And I'm looking around,
Sniffing.
I'm like,
Yeah.
let me see if I can get a picture and make a funny video. That'd be hilarious. But he was behind a lock gate and like.
Was it a
someone's
petrol
property.
one or was it a car?
It was petrol one. Yeah, I could
Yeah, because you
hear
went
it.
to a zoo and they were cleaning the windows and all that.
That was the water park. Yeah, so we went to the water park a few days after that, and they had one of the sort of pools for the kids' pools was completely closed, and they were like cleaning all the floor. They drained all the water out, cleaning the floor with a pressure washer. Yeah, then we went to the zoo and there was a woman cleaning the windows. So yeah, made a couple of funny stories on the old.
There's
Insta.
a fella that does pressure washing and he got called to clean a Jaguar enclosure.
Really?
Did you see that? So Jaguars, I think it was a Jaguar enclosure. It was a big cat animal, and basically they have like the rockery at the back, and then at the front where you can obviously observe it. They where the window is, they have like a rock pool.
Yeah.
And the rock pool obviously got mossy, as you can imagine, yeah. And they've drained it, and they called him in, and he's obviously famous and followed. And he'd done a little video, and I thought, mate, how cool is that?
That was the pool guy, wasn't it?
Oh, pool guy, yeah.
He does jet wash like the surrounds,
Oh,
but
he
they
cleaned
come
the
in
pump.
to clean
Yeah,
the,
that
clean
was
the
it,
bit
yeah.
where the water goes.
Yeah.
Colchester Zoo, I think.
He's mega, isn't he, pool guy?
He's down the road, isn't
Is he?
he?
Colchester?
Yeah, he's Essex.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
You know, he's in, I think he went on holiday to do, he done a poll for, who's the DJ? The big geezer. English bloke. White guy. Come on, man. The freestyle
What
bloke.
sort of videos?
Not Tim Westwood. The other bloke.
Oh, Charlie Sloth.
Charlie Sloth. He done a Charlie Sloth poll, and he had because Charlie Sloth's AU, isn't he? AU vodka, and he done he filled it up with like a pink dye or something to make it look like it was awesome.
Yeah,
it was clever. I thought,
I've
mate,
seen
imagine the clout of that.
Apparently, he just does it for all the content now. I don't really run
Mate,
his business anymore.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Just does cool content stuff.
Mega famous, isn't he?
But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, on holiday, there was a bloke on the plane on the way out there.
With a pressure washer?
No, right. He's sitting right in front of my daughter. So we were 3. He was the window seat next, like in front of my daughter. And I can only describe. I thought he was dying.
Really?
He was coughing like, and I thought something's going to come up.
Oh, like a coughing fit,
like
or just
a lung, or
that bad?
Like broken rib is just going to come out of his lip. Like something was going to come up. He didn't cover his mouth, nothing. And I thought, oh, should I say something, because that ain't on. But then, like, what am I going to do? It's a full plane. They can't move me anywhere. Like,
Can't they throw him out?
Yeah. I was like, we're already in the air. I said to my wife, I was like, oh, we're going to end up getting ill. Anyway, a couple of days go by, we're all right. I'm thinking, brilliant, sweet.
Made
it. Then Ruby comes down unwell. She's like coughing, sniffling, runny nose. She was sleeping like 6 hours in the day. Like
what, during the day?
During the day, like 2 hours stints. She just weren't well. So we had to go out and get her some, like, they don't do Calpol out in Tenerife. They children's paracetamol.
Is it not El Calpol?
No, it's not. El Calpol. It's not as good stuff. But it's still liquid paracetamol for the kids. It didn't taste very nice for her, bless her. She done well. And then I started getting like niggly throat. I was like, oh, here we go.
You got it really bad.
I got the worst sore throat
Yeah.
I'd ever had in my life.
Mate, you
my
look like death.
tonsils swelled up. It made me throw up.
Really?
Where they were like
it makes you gag almost, doesn't it?
Pushing on everything. And like just to swallow air was like hurting. It was horrible. Anyway, I started actually getting better from it. I went out and got all the strepsils in the throat, throat spray, and that made me sick. Just like shoots it right at the back of your throat. Then I started feeling better from that, and I thought, brilliant, holiday can continue. And then we went to the day we went to the water park. I think the water park. Yeah, come out. No, the zoo, must have been the zoo. Come home, and it was like someone had just smashed me in the face with a cricket bat. I just all of a sudden just came down feeling so ill. Threw up that night, and this was the night before my birthday.
So prior to the water park, was you just laying by the pool?
So first couple of days we done the pool, yeah.
See, you don't realise how little energy you use, and then when you go out on an excursion, it's like the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I think that probably didn't help. But we were still going for a walk every day, like in the afternoon. But yeah, then I just come down so ill, was throwing up the night before my birthday. And on top of all of this, because I was so unwell, I wasn't sleeping properly. So
it doesn't help. Yeah,
going to bed at like 9:30, 10. So I go to bed early anyway. But then I'd wake up at like 11. I'd wake up at 12. I'd wake up at 1. And then I might wake up at 3.
Yeah, it's broken.
Then
It's
I
no good,
wake
is
up
it?
at 4.
It's no good.
And at 4 o'clock, I'm not wide awake. And
Yeah.
I'm not going back to sleep now. I've had enough.
No, I hear.
So I was hardly sleeping the whole time we were out there. Luckily, I function on not a lot of sleep anyway, so that wasn't too big of an issue. But mate, it wasn't enjoyable.
And it's a shame, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean? You
Pay
wait
a lot
all
of
this
money
time.
as well.
Yeah, you wait all that time,
and like you sort of, I do see it from that bloke's point of view. Like he's paid the same money as me probably to go on holiday, and
what? So it gives him the right to cough all over him?
No, but like because I'm saying like you should have stayed at home.
No,
Like,
I can no, but like,
mate,
the least
I
you can
wouldn't
do.
stay at home. I would still
cough,
go.
if you cough and you don't cover your mouth, you're just an idiot, mate.
If I was in his situation, I would have worn a mask.
Yeah, of course you would.
It was horrendous.
Yeah.
If it was just like a little cough, then you sort of don't even think about it, do you?
Bruv, the geezer that hit me, yeah, this is what pissed me off more than anything, yeah, apart from the van being dead. The geezer that hit me, yeah, smashes into the arse of me, yeah, horrific, right? And I'm sat there and I'm like disorientated. Everything's just left the van and on the floor, right? And I'm disorientated and I've rested my head on the wheel for must have been about 3 or 4 minutes, yeah, no exaggeration. And I got out and he didn't get out, and I thought he's got to be worse than me. So I get out and I use my van to like support me. Then I use his bonnet and I went, Keys, you all right? And he went, yeah, I'm just on the phone to my manager. And I thought, mate, you're a scumbag, man. Do you know what I mean?
You didn't even get out to check on you.
I thought if I was a pregnant woman, I said to myself, if I was an old geezer, I'd be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. My head shot forward and smashed into the backrest, and I thought to myself, you're a scumbag. You didn't even get out and make sure I was all right.
Yeah.
Imagine that was your daughter in the car. You'd be like, oh, why didn't you get out and check her? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought to myself, a little courtesy, mate, goes a long way.
Some people just don't give a fuck, do they?
I don't think he could care less, to be honest with you.
No, and it's sad that the world we live in, that he's almost more scared about what's going to happen at work.
Yeah, than someone else's
about,
life. Yeah.
Yeah, how like you could have been seriously injured.
Mate, I could have had a steering wheel hanging out my head.
I'm surprised your airbags didn't go off. To be fair.
I'm shocked as well, to be honest with you.
I
don't even know if I have them.
I'll be surprised if you did. Like if you did after how hard he hit you.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go off. But yeah, anyway.
I've got actually lots of stuff written down for us to discuss.
I've got a funny story.
Go on, tell your funny story, and I'll work
podcast,
out what we're going to talk about.
So I get a call from an estate agents, right? Estate agents have said to me, Dan, there's a couple of jobs that need doing at this woman's house.
We need to get a little red flag jingle. So when we say something that's a red flag, we can just press it.
Oh yeah,
we do. Estate agent, red flag.
No, it was actually all right. So anyway, they said, look, lady's got a couple of jobs need doing, and a bit of like damp ingress. Just can't really seem to work it out. I said, all right, no worries. So give me the address. I go down there, right? So gives me the address and knock on the door. Go down there. I said, like, what seems to be the issue? Issue's a kitchen wall is saturated. Kitchen wall's saturated. And I said, what's directly above it? She went, the bathroom. I was like, this is easy. Yeah, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I go upstairs and I have a look. I pull the bath panel out and have a look underneath. And I'm like, I can't really see anything jumping out at me. And then I start inspecting the grout on the tiles, and all the grout's fouled. Mm-hmm. There's like one course of grout that's completely fouled. Turn the shower on, hold it on it. Absolutely running down, yeah? Pissing everywhere. I said, that's running. I said, come upstairs. She come upstairs. I showed her. I said, look, it's going through here. I said, every time you shower, I said, it's running down the wall. I said, you got a wet wall in the kitchen. She was like, okay, can you fix it? I said, yeah, it's easy fix. She says, but that doesn't explain the living room, right? The dining room. So I said, okay. So I go in the dining room, and there's a corner there's a patch in the corner on the wall covering an external wall and a party wall. Only a little bit. I said, let me go and have a look in your garden and see if I can see anything. All the DPC looked all right, all the mortar looked all right, all the bricks looked all right, yeah, nothing too major. There was nothing there was not a downpipe on the wall, nothing like that. So I thought, oh, that's funny. I said, look, before I go, I said, let me just poke my head in next door, right? You know this story, innit? So I knock next door, and there's like a couple of old settees out. So you can always generally tell the inside of the house by the outside, right? A couple of old settees that have been there probably...
Did we not talk about this on the last episode?
No, 18,
sure.
No, positive. Couple of settees that have been there probably 18 months, all weeds growing out of them and that. So I said, all right. So I knocked on the door and I thought, this is it, yeah? I thought, I've done it. Knock on the door. Woman answers, 10 o'clock in her dressing gown. She said, oh, sorry. She said, I'm not normally up this early. I said, all right. I said,
red
listen.
Flag.
I said, a red flag, definitely. I said, oh, do you mind if I just, I said, I'm next door. I said, they've got a leak. I said, do you mind if I just have a look in your conservatory, like your extension? I said, because I think the leak might be coming from there. So I walk in there. I don't even get in there. I look on the floor and there's a huge puddle. It's not finished floor, by the way. It's concrete floor. So I thought, bless her, she probably ain't got the money, yeah? So I go in there. You don't know people, do you? You don't know their situations, etc. So I look up in the kitchen and there's no ceiling either. It's directly to the floorboards. It's the floorboards from the room above, right? So I think, all right, fair enough. So I think, right, it's going to be an issue here.
It's a building site.
Building site, yeah? She's living in it. So I said, look, you got a leak in your kitchen. She went, oh, do I? And I went, your floor's wet. I looked at her and I was like, you know when you make a cup of tea in bare feet? You know when you get wet feet?
No, she's had the bath.
Yeah. I was like, your floor's wet, mate. She went, oh, I didn't realise. And I thought, are you all right? I thought, how can you not realise? Like, bruv, you're standing in a puddle to make a lasagna.
Yeah,
like,
it's ridiculous.
So anyway, open up the cupboard under the sink. It's your isolator leaking, right? On the nut side of things. Shouldn't have done it. So I said, look, your isolator's leaking. She says, okay. She said, is it a lot of money to fix it? And I'm looking at the house and I think, bless you, you ain't got two tenors to rub together. I said, look, my van's outside. I said, if it's as easy as I think it is, which I think it is, I said, I'll just give him a little tighten. I said, you'll be on your way. She went, thank you so much, right? So I go outside. I said, look, I'll go outside and get my spanners. So I went outside and got my spanners. Right, I've come in there. Spanner on it, tightened it one way, yeah? Tightened it one way, started leaking more. I thought, that's all right, I'll just go back the other way. Gone back the other way, come off in my hand. The mains, mate. Mains is going, yeah? So I thought, nah, I'm in trouble. And I look at her and I went, there was a big washing pile next to me. Grabbed the towel, rammed it in there, ran outside, stop cock to the whole house, turned it off. Gone in there and I thought, why did I do this? So I go in there, disconnect the bit that I needed, shoot down to Screwfix, £3.15.
It's not too bad, is it?
£3.15, bruv, saved the day. Do you know what I mean? Like, it would have been game over if that £3.15. Bought it, shoot back there, put it on there, tighten it to within an inch of its life so it doesn't leak. Turned on the waters, golden. She said, I said, the bit was only, this is the kicker for me. I said, the bit was only £3.15. She went, I've only got a £20 note. I said, no, that's all right. I said, like, I've got some money on me. So I opened up my thingy. I had a tenner. I said, look, I've got a tenner. I said, do you just want to give us a tenner? She looked at me, she went, I really needed that to pay a bill. And I'm looking at her and I think, mate, I've done you a proper lemon here. Like, I've done you a proper lemon, yeah? And I look at her and I think, I'm not arguing with you. I said, do you know what, darling? I said, I'll charge this one to the game. I said, I'll pay the bill.
Sometimes people need the money more than you.
Well, this is it. So I thought, and I thought to myself, charge it to the game, I'll pick the bill up. So anyway, that was that. She said, oh, I've got to go and pay a bill, she said, but if you want to come back, she said, I'll have the £3.15. I thought, look, I'm not driving around for free.
Right,
I said, yeah, you're right, mate.
I said, look after it.
I just said, yeah, don't worry about it. But I was telling people about it, and they were like, look, that's a lot of people said to me, that's the last time you carry on messing around in people's houses that you shouldn't be. And then other people said to me, that's good karma, mate. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna get you're gonna get paid dividends on that job, but not now.
Yeah. You've done a nice thing, but it brings me nicely on from our conversation on the last episode. Actually, I've actually written this down. How we were talking about minimum charges.
Yeah.
And I think we discussed it in the group chat, didn't we? After you had that job, but it's. How long did you spend at that job? I know, obviously, she didn't charge you.
All in all, probably 45 minutes.
But even though that part was £3.15, and if you knew about the leak in the first place, it would have been one off, one on.
Yeah. I would have had it going there.
Yeah. And then I can't remember what my point was, but I've written down. I watched it back, and I was saying a lot about. You were saying a lot about time spent. I don't know. Something about time. And minimum charges.
Probably time in terms of going to a property to look at a job. Like you brought up a good point just a minute ago when we was off camera, and you said about someone rung him for a carpet clean, and he says, can you come and have a look, because I need to know if it's worth cleaning or if it's worth replacing. And Ryan brought up the issue of, if I turn up and I load my van with all my equipment and I go there just for me to look at a burnt rug, and for me to turn around and say, no, mate, you can't clean this, ultimately, depending on how you want to break it down, I might be the bad guy saying this, you've asked for my professional opinion. Like, you couldn't have come to that conclusion yourself. You need a professional.
It was, he'd already booked the job in with me to do the job, and it, again, estate agent, red flag, beep, 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 beep.
And we know who it is.
Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep.
Right. He'd already booked it in with me, which I think he was fine with, but then the landlord, and I've cleaned this flat before, and I
think that's a red flag.
I remember there being an issue before, but the carpet was relatively new before, I think, and it was mint, but I think he was just one of those landlords that moan.
Can I just digress? I see the pictures of how it was left.
What, that flat?
Yes.
You've seen it?
No, I see pictures of how it was left.
Fucked, innit?
Did you see it with stuff in it?
No, it was empty.
So I imagine you would need more than one skip, the big one.
Really?
Oh my God, I didn't realise you could actually fit this much stuff in a flat.
Carpet was knackered, like dirty knackered.
Yeah,
but
I'm not surprised.
To him, it's so dirty, I can't tell you whether if there's gonna be stains
of course
or
you
marks.
don't know, yeah.
Like something that looks like dirt now might be a burn.
Yeah.
And until you come and inspect it, but it's not going to change the fact that it needs a clean. Like, it's in good enough condition. I've got a good point. And move someone in.
Let me interject sensibly, right? I think, right, the reason sometimes tradespeople, I do it all the time. They'll ring me and they'll say, "Can you do this?" Right? And I say, "Best example I ever had was my shower's broken." Yeah. And I said, "Right, so what's wrong with your shower then?" She went, "It's broken." And I said, okay. So in my head, I'm thinking it's broken, yeah? So I think...
Is it broken?
Right, but if I turn up, right, and it's an electrical issue because it's an electric shower, right? Or there's no water to it, that's a plumbing issue, yeah?
Yeah.
Or there's actually something wrong with the hardware, yeah? You need to kind of thingy. So I said, so what's wrong with it? She went, well, when I turn it on, it leaks. I went, right, so it works. She went, yeah. And I said, where's it leak from? The casing? I said, or the pipe, or the end? Yeah. She went, no, it don't leak from either of them. I said, so where does it leak? She went, in the middle. I went, so you need a new hose.
Yeah.
So it's not broken. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. Now, I could go there and waste the best part of a morning because I've already gone there, not had the stuff with me. So then I turned up with a hose, swapped over the hose, and she's golden. Do you see what I mean? So the reasons, or like, I digress, going back to carpet cleaning, you have to. It's handy for you to know what the stain is. If you know it's Coca-Cola or if you know it's spaghetti bolognese, you know you can work accordingly. If a mechanic's office rung you and said, "Mate, a load of 1040's gone all over my carpet tiles. Would you recommend?" You might go, "Oil's never coming out, bruv. Rip it up, start again."
But right, this is where it becomes difficult, and which is why I don't get involved in it. I said, I'm like, you could spill Coke or like the drink, not the powder, on the carpet.
No,
which is highly
if you spilt the powder, it hoovers up itself, doesn't it?
It depends on
your mate's eye.
Depends on your mate's eye. If you spilt Coke on the carpet, say a cream carpet, and you cleaned it within
Half fat or full fat?
full fat,
Full
because
fat
there's
cream.
sugar, everything, yeah.
No, the cream carpet, half fat or full fat.
If you cleaned it within a few days, it might come out absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But if you've left it for a couple of months,
Yeah.
the acidity in the Coke has had time to sort of eat at the back end of the carpet.
Is it that strong, yeah?
It's not strong, but over the course of a few months,
It can do that.
It can do that.
Yeah.
And then it will clean, and all the Coke will come out, and you lick it, it won't taste like Coke, but there'll be a shadow
Oh, I see
where
what you mean,
it's very slightly damaged the carpet.
Yeah.
But you don't know that until you've cleaned it. So I don't need to go look at the carpet. I know that it's dirty.
Yeah,
there
yeah.
will be an improvement. Certain stains you cannot remove. I will give you a report at the end of it and say, this hasn't been able to be removed. 90% of stuff can be removed, not an issue. But when you're dealing with estate agents and tenants that have just completely abused flats, it's like,
It's hard
I feel
to-
for the landlord sometimes, right? Because I think you can't replace a carpet every time someone moves
Yeah,
out.
it's just not cost
Especially if
effective.
they're only there 6 months, right? And these guys look like they were there about 6 months, because the ones that look after their flats generally stay a little bit longer, right? But at the same time, I think, don't fucking put your shit onto me about can I do this, can I do that, when
You know deep down it needs changing.
if you should have had a deposit from that tenant, and if you're not happy to risk getting it cleaned, then you get it changed,
Yeah,
and
agreed.
you keep me out of it.
Yeah. I
But
think as well,
if you
like...
want it cleaned and you want to take the risk for 120 quid,
Yeah.
and it comes up lovely,
Yeah. No, exactly that.
you either spending 120 quid and it comes up lovely, brilliant, job done, go in, or you're spending 120 quid more on a new carpet.
No, I know what you mean.
And it's not a hell of a lot more when you're looking at probably 700 quid for the whole place to be recarpeted. It's like 2.5 rooms, basically. So, in my brain, it's a no-brainer. I'd have it cleaned and take the risk. And then if it comes up nice, then brilliant. If it doesn't, it needs replacing anyway.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think, though, there is people out there that use tradesmen as a whipping boy.
Yeah, they do.
They do. And especially, this is why I never got into cleaning. I would say especially cleaning.
He tried to put it on me
Yeah, of course
yesterday.
he would, yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, did you clean it then?
No, I haven't cleaned it.
Oh, right.
But he's trying to get me to promise that I can do this, that,
Do you
and
see
the
what
other,
I mean? Yeah.
so that he can come back to me afterwards.
And
And
go,
I'm saying, dude, it don't work like that. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
I'm either coming to clean it, and how it ends up. I've done, and it's not like this is a new custom. Bear in mind, for anyone watching who like thinks I just tell people you're gonna get what you're gonna get. I've done a lot of carpet jobs for this company. They know
How it comes out.
They know how I work. They know my abilities, and they know that if it doesn't come up nice, it's not something I've done. It's damage to the carpet.
Yeah,
you know.
agreed.
But it's never like, look, our carpet guy's been round. I know he's the bollocks. He's done loads of work for us. If it don't come up the way you think it's going to come up, it isn't his fault. It's like, oh, landlord's not happy. I need you to go around there and re-clean it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like,
Bruv, it don't work like that.
What do you want me to re-clean?
Yeah.
The big fat burn mark.
You made a very good point once. We was on a job, me and Ryan, and the customer come out and they was just hovering around this stain, and I knew what they were getting at. I knew that they knew it weren't going to come out, and they was going to use him as a scapegoat. And you used the best line I've ever heard, and you said, "Fella, it's a 12 grand machine. If it don't get the stain out, it's not coming out." And I thought, you've just shut him down instantly. Like, this ain't a 50 quid hire job for being cute.
It's not a rug
Yeah,
doctor
this is
for
like a
being
12
cute,
grand
yeah.
machine, mate. Like, if it don't come out, like, it is not leaving.
It's not something I've done.
Yeah.
It's something you've done.
But it's interesting. You can kind of suss them out as well, I think. You can kind of.
But it's funny with like some stains that, like in one particular job on one style of carpet, it doesn't shift at all, doesn't look any different. And then the same stain, the same thing, been there the same amount of time on a different style of carpet, you can get quite a big improvement. So it's not always as black and white as I can't remove this. But we don't ever make any guarantees.
Yeah.
I can show you my before and after jobs of the past. You know, you can look at my reviews. And I'll always do my best to leave the job in, you know, the best possible state that it can get to, but I can't make any guarantees. If you don't know what the stain is, I don't know what the stain is.
Yeah, how are we going to do it?
Unless you put the stain there, which isn't the case with a rental carpet.
Yeah.
And this was like a big black stain in the middle of the carpet. And that could have been...
Coffee.
It could have been coffee, it could have been like Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, whatever. It could have been it could have been fucking bong juice. You don't know what it is. Yeah. You don't know what the chemical makeup of it is.
Yeah.
All I can do in there is go in there and start cleaning it and hope it comes up.
Yeah, agreed.
And go through my stages of start with this, try that, try that, try that, try that. And if it doesn't come out, it's not coming out.
Yeah, it's not coming
That's
out,
it,
mate.
bottom
It's not
line.
working. Yeah, no, it is interesting. It is interesting.
And you can have carpets repaired, like patch repairs to carpet.
I've seen that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it comes up really, really nice.
And they take it from somewhere else, don't they? Like underneath a
Generally
cabinet.
they would, but for this sort of rental carpet, you'd probably have to get
a new roll.
It's all like it's generic stuff in it. The grey fluff carpet, like the stuff they put in rental properties is pretty standard.
Yeah, yeah.
You'd have to get an offcut from somewhere, but because there was no like hidden cupboards or anything in this.
Oh, really?
In this gaff. In houses, you can take bit from like in a wardrobe or
Yeah, under the
underneath
stairs,
a wardrobe or something. But you can have it repaired. But again, I mean, it's like 2.5 room flat. It's not a very big flat. It's not going to cost him. I mean, I said 700 earlier. I'd be surprised if it costs more than 450 to have the whole thing recarpeted.
What supplied with
It's
it?
probably one roll of carpet, and then it's
Do you know what? Carpet boys are efficient as well.
couple of hours of fitting.
Yeah, they are efficient, them boys.
And access is relatively easy.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Kind of the kitchen was lino. Not that you have carpet in your kitchen, but
yeah, man.
it's
But it's interesting.
yeah. All right, let's digress onto a couple of little to stop to keep the podcast fresh and interesting. I've got a couple of stories that I've seen on clips and other podcasts and stuff over the week. So here's a question for you, Dan.
Go for it.
Dan from MKM. What fictional character do you think you could beat the shit out of?
Fictional character?
Yeah.
Nemo, bruv. Nemo, just squeeze him out of the water. Just let oxygen
and
do
then
the rest.
what fictional character do you think would be your closest rival in a boxing match?
I think you should do people. Fictional. I don't think you should do... Right.
Fictional people is fictional character,
Yeah, no,
isn't it?
right, so take...
We'll fucking add you to that list in a minute with your brain.
What fictional person do I reckon I can beat the shit out of? I reckon the... you know the old Hercules?
Yeah.
I reckon the bad guy. Hades.
What, Hades?
Yeah.
You think the Greek god Hades?
No, but not
is
in... No,
match?
but in some of the films, he's colossal, isn't he? I'm talking about the Disney.
The Disney one, he's like made of fire.
Yeah, but it's cold fire, isn't it? It's blue. It looks like it's almost cold. Alright, maybe not then. Maybe not him.
I don't know. I had in my head you were going to say Hercules.
No, I
That's
wasn't
funny
gonna,
you said that.
But do you know what though? Thinking about it, I'm just going to sound like the biggest idiot now. Don't you think about the film? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they're small?
What?
They give off the vibe that they're tiny.
Who?
Hercules,
Yeah.
don't they? I don't know why.
Yeah,
but,
because like he's fighting stuff that's massive.
yeah. But probably in reality, he's like normal size, isn't he? And then what's the other one? And what's the other one that I'm equally matched with?
Yeah, I reckon I'd go with like Hunchback of Notre Dame.
What you
Because he's like really strong, but he's short. So
Well,
I'd have like a reach advantage, but if he got hold of me, he'd probably get a bit on top. He's got like those big arms. He could probably like if he got hold of you, but he keeps some distance.
Yeah, just try and
he's short.
get him on the
But
jab.
then he's like quick and he could swing and shit. So
And if anyone's seen me, they're going to laugh at this. But I reckon the person I'm most equally matched with is probably one of the worms from Men in Black. you know when they give him the guns and he's smoking the cigarette. If anyone knows me, I am the worm from Men in Black.
Fucking hell! That was a good little one. That one.
I see one. Listen to this.
Yeah, go on.
I see one. Would you want £1 million a year? Okay.
Yeah.
But there is a snail that always is chasing you, and as soon as he touches you, you die, right? Or
So you got to stay on the move pretty much.
yeah, or but I think the alternative was
Do you
shit.
know
'Cause
how fast the snail goes though? Because then you could calculate how long you'd have it.
it takes 1.8 days to travel a mile.
Alright, so like, you'd have to go like...
So you can move to Hong Kong for 2 years or 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can come back and live in
Or
England.
how do you get... He has to get a boat, wouldn't he?
No, he can't get a boat. He'll just go across the top of the water.
Can you do that?
No, but in this story he can.
Oh, right.
But then the alternative on this one that I watched was you're on minimum wage for the rest of your life. But I think, well, that's just pony, mate. So why don't we say you just carry on as you are, yeah, in life, or I'll give you the
Just
opportunity.
make a decision and give me 2 alternatives.
No.
Yeah. You've confused me.
Right. So okay. So
What's my 2 options?
you double your income now.
I'd suck it.
What? Do you remember that? Do you remember? Do you know what that reminds?
19 fucking episodes I've been waiting to say that. 19.
Do you know there was one as well, and it was, I don't think it was a podcast. It was like this old geezer, and he's like smoking a cigarette at a bar, and the guy goes up to me and goes, right. He goes, I've got 2 options for you, and he goes, option A is you stay with your wife. He goes, B. I want B, and the guy didn't even say it. He went B. No, B.
Oh mate, it's killed me off. My face hurts from smiling so much.
Oh mate.
Right, option 1.
Option 1 is you double your income now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Option 2 is you get £1 million a year, but
What's
you have
double fuck all?
12p.
Right. Okay. Right. Just put some numbers on. I'm just gonna put numbers on the page.
Double your income now.
Yeah.
So if you're on 50 grand, you're on 100. Yeah, that's the maths of it. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Or
You're
you
good at maths.
Or you get £1 million a year, right? But obviously you get a killer snail chasing you. I'd take the million. I think that's a shout. But obviously you can't.
Is it double my income for life, or is it just like now double my income?
No, it's double your like you pause your life now and whatever you earn now.
Oh no, I'll take the million and the snail.
I think anyone would take the million and the
Yeah.
snail. Do you know what I mean? I thought I'd get clever with it and move into like a castle with a moat, but eventually if he can cross the oceans, he can do it, can't he?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to be planning, wouldn't it, for your whole life?
But then if you wanted to box it even clever, you could go in a skyscraper, couldn't you? Like the Burj Khalifa's a kilometre high, isn't it?
I'll take you.
So it's a kilometre. It's 9,881 metres.
Mate, you all right?
9,881 metres, mate. That's 10 kilometres. What am I fucking talking about? It's 981 kilometres. Yeah, it's 981
Right, it
metres.
was a good guy. See you later.
But yeah, anyway. Right, listen, we're digressing. But yeah, there's your options.
Yeah, I think I'd take the snail. You know,
I think the snail's
not
a good
because of
shout.
the money, but I just wouldn't want to be stuck on double my wage now for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You want to be.
I think you can remove the £1 million. I'd still choose a snail. Controversial thing on that here.
Guaranteed £10 a year, but a killer snail chases you. Yeah, I'm taking the snail.
Yeah, because he's dead.
What would be your arch nemesis Disney one?
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
No, what about the first game?
Oh, the one I could beat shit
I
out
thought
of.
you were talking about you beat the shit
Probably
out
the
of him.
little boy from Up.
Oh yeah, you can batter him.
Yeah, he's fat and all. So
What about Edna Mole?
if he got it on top here, you could just run away because he's fat.
If he got on top of you,
If he got on top.
are you fighting him or what?
Why's your head go to Nancy stuff?
Why did
all
you
the
say?
time,
Why
bro?
did you say if
why
he
is
gets
it
on top of you?
every-
I don't understand.
No, I said if he gets on top, if he's
okay.
if he's like beating you.
Do you reckon you could scrap with one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Nah, fuck that, bruv. You get fucked up.
Do you know what I love though? I love the
Teenage
new
Mutant.
film.
What a fucking stupid question.
I love the new film of them. You know, like almost like the lifelike thing.
Yeah.
Because remember before there was always a comic.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty dope. The thing. I think they should.
I wonder
just
where
carry-
they found them though, because like I've never seen turtles stand on 2 legs. So
No,
good
they're in New
training.
York. They're in New York, innit?
Good training.
Yeah. No, they're in New York.
Yeah. It was either way, it's good.
Yeah.
Very
No,
good
it is
training.
good. It is good to be fair.
Yeah.
If you go to New York though, you see like Captain America and that, like
Yeah.
smashing
Just
all the
walking
buildings
around.
up. Yeah. I don't know where they go on their
It'd be good to
holidays.
see Hulk, wouldn't it? Because
Yeah. Very true.
yeah, it's like he's big, isn't he? Like
It's just cool to see.
Captain America's just a bloke. Unless you catch him in like.
Right,
A
as you
fight
can
with
see,
some
as you can
aliens.
see, our
Mate, I love this, bro.
bro,
The cars clapped your arsehole.
mate,
Big
the
time.
car's clapped, mate. As you can see, our focus has gone now, so we're going to wrap it up for today.
Right, hang on. I'm just going to touch on a couple of things. So, this year we will be getting guests on the podcast. Let us know in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube if you'd like to see guests in person, or whether it would just be like
I want a guest.
an audio thing.
I've got an idea already. I've already emailed him.
I've got a few people. I've got
one
lined up.
I've got one lined up.
I've got bare blood. I've got more than you. Yeah?
Ask me who mine is.
I've got more than you. Then.
Ask me.
Who's yours?
Stevie Wonder. Yeah, he wants to come on.
He don't need to be visual though, does he?
Why not?
He can't see it.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah. Did you
Apparently-
see that clip of him with Mariah Carey?
Apparently he's not blind. What, in a lift, he's not blind.
No.
Go on.
She was. He was giving her an award or something, and she's taken the award and walked towards this microphone that's on the stage and started talking. And he's grabbed his microphone and he's trying to give it to her, like she's still standing next to him.
Mate,
Some
him.
bloke's just walked up to him and taken it.
Mate,
and
bless him.
it's alright, mate.
Apparently he owes a lot of people a lot of money.
Does he?
Yeah, because
Alright.
he'd borrow money off you and go, I'll give it back to you next time I see you. That's a shocker. That was a shocker.
Fucking hell. Yeah, so let us know in the comments whether you'd like to see guests face to face, because if you do, we need to do a little bit of
Jiggery pokery.
jiggery pokery in the old poddy studio, or whether you'd be happy with just like an audio guest. Because
I reckon, if you pushed over and I pushed over, they could sit in the middle. But it's not really ideal, is it?
no,
It'd be like we're waiting on a bus.
Yeah, and also you don't want them to sort of feel like we're.
Hey, big man.
Answer my question, bro.
Do you want this now or not?
So I think we'd probably do. We'd have to. I reckon if we took a brick out the middle of here, I could set the camera up on the other side of the wall. That'd give us just that little bit of extra
Yeah. Listen,
thing,
we'll
and then
talk
have
about
it
this
facing that way.
off shoot.
Right. Also, it's come to light that if you listen on Spotify or Apple Music, there's a feature where you can like follow or give us a 5-star rating or some. I don't know. You probably know better than me if you're watching it on that platform. But do all of that. Alright?
Yeah, shout out, man. It don't cost nothing to do.
No,
And it's
just
just handy for us to
support
know.
our team, because like we ain't going to get any more listeners with a 5-star review, but me and Dan will just be super happy.
Yeah, it's just nice to
And
know.
when I send him a screenshot of the 5-star review,
Mate, we're getting everyone
we
45.
will just we'll talk about it probably for a week and
Yeah,
tell
it's
loads
just
of people, and
it's
it'll be
just like,
brilliant.
yeah. Like, I get people call me. A couple of people have called me. A couple of people have texted me, and they're like, "Mate, that like last episode was the best episode we've had." Someone called me Saturday morning and said, "Mate, like I actually look forward to your podcast
Yeah.
Saturday morning when I'm messing around like in my garage and that. I put you on," and I'm like, "I didn't even know you listened, bruv. Like, if you would have
Yeah.
shouted me out like on the
But
comments,
yeah,
it's nice to
if
know."
you watch it on YouTube, definitely leave us a comment because we'll talk about it. Which remind me, Adam from. Hang on, I'm gonna have to remind myself of his business name.
That was Emma, by the
because
way.
he
That rang me.
reached
Thanks,
out.
Em. That was a great shout
Your
out.
partner.
Yeah,
How do I do this?
Adam. Who's Adam?
Adam, the guy that Raver
Oh right, yeah.
on the old YouTube. I said I'd tell people that he'd reached out to help other people reach out.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
He's
always
good.
leaves-
I had a really good chat with him.
He always leaves comments on that.
And I'm going to find his. So, Adam from AJ Power Wash in the West Midlands. If you're based in the West Midlands, reach out to Adam, get in touch with him. He's a really cool dude. Pass some work to each other, all that good stuff.
Yeah, well done.
But yeah, thanks for watching, Adam, because I know you'll be
And
watching
I
it.
think we're going to see him at the
Expo, yeah, we'll
Expo,
see you
yeah.
at the Expo. If you're going to the Cleaning Expo as well, let us know, because we will be there.
We're probably going to wear a couple of Uncleanables.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a
t-shirts,
little
yeah.
couple. We'll go to your guy, I reckon. Just get.
He's dynamite, isn't he?
Yeah, because we can buy the tops, can't we? And then just send them to him and say.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
that.
so we're going to be at the Expo and that. Keep an eye out for some Uncleanables shirt. Obviously, just look out for me because I'm unbelievable. But yeah, if you can't see my face, then look for the name on the shirt, and we'll catch you there.
Look for the retard, like in the bloody wheelchair,
Without a
being
van.
pushed around. Yeah.
I'm the only one without car keys.
Right, guys,
enjoy.
thanks for watching, and we will catch you
Next time.
in episode 20, which we are about to record right now. Stay cleaning.
Stay cleaning.